Today, I would like to share with you a topic titled Practicing Mindfulness in a Meditation in Busy Life through a wonderful book by Thich Nhat called Work, How to Find Joy and Meaning in Each Hour of a Day. The great thinker Golder once said that a truly capable person will feel profound joy in the process of working. When you work, do you truly feel joy? In other words, do you have the real ability to work? The ability here refers to the ability to find joy in work. The fact is that in today's era, nearly half of a person's life is spent on work. However, what experiences have we had during that half of our lives? Thich Nhat says that work is actually the best way to reflect your inner self. It can be peace, joy, nourishment, and healing. But it can also be suffering. Many of us often do not feel joy and feel heavy pressure and boredom when working. This is because the purpose of our work is often skewed. Most people work to earn money, maintain a living, and feel secure. Many others work to gain social status, to become more famous. If we look deeply, money, fame, and status ultimately represent the power that humans seek to achieve. Additionally, we can see a higher level of power that humanity always aspires to have, which is strong weapons and military. The truth is that our goal in working is to gain power for ourselves. Many people believe that only when they have power can they do whatever they desire. And when they achieve those things, they will find happiness. But in reality, humans have caused too much suffering in the world by trying to obtain and abuse that power. They have always done so because they lack the ability to be themselves. Buddhism points out that there are 3 other types of power that can make you happy. And when you possess them, no matter how great the powers of money, fame, or military might are, they can never destroy them. Those 3 powers are understanding, love, and letting go. So how can we obtain these powers to find freedom and peace in our souls? To live joyfully and work in a meaningful life. The only way is that you need to cultivate and practice yourself. Thich Nhat is a master of mindfulness in the world. So throughout this book, he wants to teach us a practice that anyone can implement. That is mindfulness. Mindfulness means to focus all your attention on what is happening in the present moment. Bringing your mind back to your body and being present in every moment of now. The energy from mindfulness is the strength that helps us be fully present. Developing a meaningful life here and now. In many previous videos, I have often mentioned the wonderful significance of mindfulness. But I am sure that many people are still not truly ready to practice mindfulness. Thich Nhat, one of the most influential monks in the world, through this book, shows you that life is essentially a path of mindfulness. Whether it is for family, career, or everything, you need to practice. You do not have to live separately from the mundane. But you can still practice and work. Every moment in the present is the best opportunity for you to practice. From there, let the practice help you find true joy and meaning in your work and life. Do not wait until you have time to start practicing. Many people think that they are too busy with a tight schedule every day, that they do not have time to practice. Or some think that they must quit their jobs to be serious about practicing mindfulness. There are also many people who always divide their time into 2 types. One is work time, and the other is free time. They believe that only after finishing work can they relax, enjoy, and focus on practicing self-cultivation. But you need to know that these are all misconceptions. Thich Nhat tells us that while working, you can completely practice mindfulness. Working is also enjoying. Because practicing mindfulness starts with awareness. Being conscious of your breath, your in-breath, and your out-breath. Therefore, mindfulness can be practiced anytime, anywhere. Just a few breaths are enough to generate the energy of mindfulness and bring you back to the present moment. This book will not be heavy on theory, but it will bring you a lot of awakening from the small moments in life. The precious thing is that it serves as a guide, where the great and venerable teacher uses very simple words to teach you in detail how to practice mindfulness. What you need to do is to sit down, be still, read, and listen to the sincere teachings of the Master. Thich Nhat Hanh has dedicated his life to telling you that mindfulness is the way for you to live fully in every moment. Now, we will explore in detail the specific methods to help you practice mindfulness. Practicing mindfulness at the beginning of a workday. Opening your eyes and waking up is the first thing we do to start a new day and prepare for work. However, many people, upon hearing the alarm, immediately jump up or hurriedly grab their phones to check for messages. Some people, as soon as they open their eyes, start thinking, "Oh, it's Monday again," instead of waking up in an unconscious habit, opening your eyes in complaint. Thich Nhat Hanh advises you to make the first act of the day meaningful by being aware of your breath. It is a wonderful gift that life has given you. When I wake up, I look up at the blue sky, join my hands together, and express my gratitude. Those are two lines of poetry that express gratitude to start the new day from Thich Nhat Hanh. The Tibetans say that we will never know which comes first, the next life or tomorrow. You may sleep tonight, but there is no guarantee that you can open your eyes tomorrow. Therefore, if you can still wake up, if you can still breathe and look at the blue sky every morning, cherish that moment and practice gratitude right away. This is the first step of practicing mindfulness. Being aware of your breath at the beginning of the day, which you can easily do. After waking up, do not rush to prepare for work immediately. You can make a wish. What should we wish for? Do not think about your goals and ambitions, just think about how you want today to unfold. As a poet, Thich Nhat Hanh particularly enjoys expressing his thoughts through small verses when practicing mindfulness. In the morning, I smile. Another completely new day. 24 fresh hours. I vow to live fully in every moment, and to see everything with a compassionate eye. For me, verses with rhythm and imagery are always easier to remember and more interesting than plain thoughts in my head. Of course, we do not need to memorize them, you can use your own thoughts. But it is important to remember and remind yourself that today, I decide to keep two things for myself. One is mindfulness, and the other is compassion. That is how I intend to live today. The act of waking up and getting dressed at this moment is also very interesting. In reality, many people just quickly get dressed and leave without realizing what they are doing while changing clothes. Putting on clothes is also a wonderful opportunity for you to practice mindfulness. Change clothes with gratitude, remembering the person who made them, thanking the material that makes up this outfit, wishing everyone has clothes to wear. Even the act of putting on clothes can be done with compassion. When you change clothes with such a prayerful mindset, you will find that the meaning of daily dressing has become very beautiful. It will bring you a subtle joy. Additionally, I really like the part that guides mindfulness while brushing teeth. In the past, I only focused on my breath and the action of brushing my teeth. But when I learned to combine it with a mindfulness verse, you will feel truly relaxed. I am standing here, Brushing my teeth. I have toothpaste and a toothbrush. I am happy because I still have teeth to brush. My practice is to live truly. To be truly free. To truly enjoy the process of brushing my teeth. Furthermore, when rinsing, you need to remind yourself that today I will speak gentle, kind words. Today I will treat others with the language of love and not say anything that could hurt them. A mouth fragrant with mindful speech will bloom in the heart. And then having breakfast after brushing my teeth is a core method of practice. Do not just peel an orange and stuff it into your mouth, take the time to peel each segment. You need to know that this orange contains sunlight, earth, water, and the hard work of the person who grew the tree. Only then will you truly feel the taste of the orange melting in your mouth. When I was at Plum Village, which is the meditation center founded by Thich Nhat Hanh in France, everyone is always required to practice 5 mindfulness concepts when eating. First, you need to be aware that food contains the entire universe, even a small piece of bread. It is a gift given to us from the entire universe. From the earth, the sky, from countless beings and their loving work. Second, we eat with awareness of gratitude and respect. Do not waste this gift, therefore. Determine the right amount for a meal. The third point is that we eat to transform unwholesome behaviors and thoughts. The most typical here is greed. We often see many people eating in a frightening manner. They eat very quickly, stuffing food into their mouths without stopping. Because the stomach reacts slowly, we can easily eat too much without realizing it. Therefore, when eating, remind yourself that I use eating to escape greed, anger, and delusion. So eat moderately. Do not overeat. The fourth point is to vow that our eating can reduce suffering for sentient beings and protect the earth. Try to eat in ways that are good for the natural environment and reduce the suffering of life in the world. And the fifth point is that we eat this food with the hope of nourishing ourselves, so that we can continue to spread love to the community and help many more people. When these concepts help you fully realize the meaning of eating, then eating, something you do your whole life, will not just be a way to satisfy hunger or fill your stomach, it will gradually nurture the strength of understanding, love, and letting go. Letting go of unconscious habits and living consciously with understanding and love in every moment. Next is a very important method, which is to practice mindful walking and moving when you go outside or on the road. You know, the most miraculous thing in this world is not inventing airplanes, cars, and transportation, but that we can be aware of each step we take. Therefore, when you go outside, whether it is sunny or rainy, just walk and feel. Do not complain when encountering sudden rain, nor be annoyed by the heat burning your hands. When driving on the road, merge as one with your vehicle. When being jostled, merge as one with those around you. We always need to be aware of what our body is doing, how it is moving. That is essential when you are not dragged away by vague emotions and thoughts while on the road. And do not worry when stuck in traffic. We know clearly that no matter how irritable or impatient we are, we cannot get through quickly. So, just calmly practice awareness of your breath at this moment, and you will feel much more comfortable. Or even if you are irritated, being aware that you are angry is also wonderful. After that, follow your breath, and soon you will escape the anger of your small self. Now, we will officially enter the work hours. How to practice throughout the work process. Thich Nhat Hanh does not ask you to maintain mindfulness in everything. An ordinary person cannot do that. Moreover, when you focus on the work you are doing, it will be very difficult to always maintain it. However, Thich Nhat Hanh has pointed out the best way to collect yourself is to occasionally stop for 1 to 2 seconds and recognize your breath. And when you take a break, find yourself a space where you can breathe in the office. For example, a small corner to have a quiet moment, sip a cup of coffee, or gaze at the distant view or green space in mindfulness. Another way is to enjoy sitting. Many of us have very low energy working postures. Slouching, curling up, resting our feet on the chair, propping our chin on our hands, etc. Thich Nhat Hanh says to sit up straight like the Buddha. And sitting like that while working, you can also enjoy the process of meditation. Furthermore, when moving from one place to another in the office, or when you just arrive at your workplace, maintain mindfulness. Inhale, left foot steps out. Exhale, right foot steps forward. Do not let your feet walk unconsciously. Thich Nhat Hanh has a very beautiful mindfulness phrase that always brings me back to the present like this. The left foot says I am coming. The right foot says I have returned home. What is home? Many of us never consider the company or places outside our home with a bed as home. But with mindfulness, anywhere you step can be called home. Returning home is returning to yourself. When you are aware of standing like that, every destination will no longer be far away, it is always right at your feet. Then, it is time for lunch, which is also as important as maintaining mindfulness at breakfast. You need to always be aware that your body does not need to eat much, just eat enough. And avoid eating while using your phone. Another mindfulness method that we often overlook is when going to the restroom. You know, the restroom in English is called a place of rest. And in French, it means a comfortable place. Practice mindfulness, experiencing even this process. Additionally, there is a method that I think many people need to practice, which is mindful phone answering. Have you noticed that sometimes we carry our emotions when answering the phone? For example, if you are angry and hurriedly pick up the phone, your voice will immediately reveal your anger. Therefore, Thich Nhat Hanh advises us that no matter what emotions you have, take a moment to breathe 2 to 3 times. Not too long? Then pick up the phone and answer. Another important thing is that many people always face pressure and frustration from work. Thich Nhat Hanh says that we often feel pressure and do not feel safe at work. But we can feel comfortable and relaxed in nature. This is because standing among trees and creatures is enveloping. Nature never judges us. A flower does not have the same fears. It grows in a garden full of flowers, accepting itself as it is, and does not demand to become any other flower. We, on the other hand, are completely the opposite. The reason we feel pressure and do not feel safe at work is that we fear not being recognized. We hesitate to express ourselves. But when we try to prove ourselves and still do not get recognized, it easily makes us feel sad. Therefore, if you suddenly feel pressure or have conflicts with colleagues or your boss is not satisfied with you, at that moment, learn from a flower. Imagine yourself as it. Be aware of your fears and dissatisfaction within yourself. In reality, you are entering a race with yourself. You do not need to please anyone. As Inomaru Kazuo said, do not look too far, just do well in everything in the present. Within your reach. That is enough. Moreover, if you feel too tired, and during lunch, You do not have a place to sleep. You can also relax your body and mind by sitting up straight, taking deep breaths a few times, then starting to imagine your toes and then all parts of your body, beginning to relax each area. This process is a very good way to maintain mindfulness and release the pressure within you. Additionally, Thich Nhat Hanh shared a method to dissolve anger with 3 sentences. I think this method is particularly valuable. The first sentence is, "Dear colleague or dear friend, I am in pain. I am angry. And I hope you understand my feelings." This statement is to connect you and take responsibility for not suppressing your feelings. The second sentence is, "I am trying my best to transform my emotions." This means expressing that you are practicing mindfulness and will not have any excessive actions or words due to anger. It will convey respect to others. The third sentence is, "Please help me. Because I cannot solve my anger alone. I have tried my best, can you provide more specific assistance?" If within 24 hours the anger has not subsided, and you cannot transform it yourself, then asking for help is a good thing for you and your relationship with the other person. These 3 sentences are very similar to the method in the book Nonviolent Communication that I have shared before. Nonviolent communication means not suppressing pain. Being courageous with the other person that I am truly angry. I am doing something. And I need something. However, in reality, to be able to say these 3 sentences is incredibly difficult for many people. Because when you say it like that, you must let go of your pride. Abandon the warrior within your ego. But when you can express these 3 gentle and constructive words, your anger will not become an obsession or pressure within you. Here, you do not need to say exactly like the master, but you can express it in your own way, as long as it includes all 3 ideas. And after asking for help, if the other person asks what you need help with, discuss the conflict and find a solution. If you cannot say it, you can also write it down. Or if the other person has an uncooperative attitude, it is not necessary to care about their attitude, because at least you have dared to take the first step to express your feelings, and you are daring to be yourself. Additionally, there is a way to organize a meeting mindfully. There is a particularly interesting aspect in the way the master conducts meetings. Before each meeting starts, he asks everyone to sit in silence and listen to the voice, regardless of how tired the voice is. The person leading the meeting will place a bell or a wooden block on the table. After everyone sits down, the chairperson rings the bell, and everyone listens to the sound of the bell, then sits in silence and begins the meeting. During the meeting, remind yourself to use the language of love and truly listen. This means you should not casually judge others throughout the process. Do not use unpleasant language, speak more gently. Ready to respect and accept others' viewpoints. Stephen Covey in his book The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People has a method similar to what the master shared. Do not easily interrupt the other person, use the right to speak when discussing. What is the right to speak? For example, when you have a family meeting, whoever holds the chopsticks will be allowed to speak. After speaking, they pass the chopsticks to the next person, and no one interrupts anyone. If you use the right to speak in a meeting, you will find it more effective. Sometimes, people argue not because of significant differences in viewpoints, but because they feel you do not respect them and always interrupt them. Finally, listen to the opinions of all parties to reach a consensus. This is everything Thich Nhat Hanh teaches you about how to organize a meeting mindfully. practicing when returning home. After a day of work ends, you climb back home. At this moment, it is also a great opportunity for you to practice mindfulness. With mindfulness, each time you return will no longer be just placing your foot in the house. Thank you for following along. And see you again. But rather, you are truly returning home. Returning to your present self. Thich Nhat Hanh says that if a king does not govern his country, what will happen to that country? You are the king in your kingdom. But you often do not want to take care of your own home. You scroll through your phone, play games, listen to music, or watch TV excessively. You have used various ways to distract yourself. And in your mind, you are not ready to take care of your kingdom. At this moment, you have not truly returned to yourself. Some fathers and mothers, when they get home, spend very little time with their children. Many people throw an iPad to their children, turn on the TV for them to watch, give them toys to play with, and then sit aside scrolling through their phones. They think that is also being present with their children. But this is not presence. At this moment, you are like a king who is not at home. This king is out hunting, doing other leisure activities, and not managing his kingdom. If you want to be a responsible king, spend some time consciously playing with your children or watching them play, knowing that they are happy, or talking with your spouse, tidying up the room together. If you are single, then the way to return to your own home is to do what you should do and focus on feeling a single moment in the present. This is the true meaning of being in your home. So you can return to yourself. One more thing. Thich Nhat Hanh also hopes that we can leave a space for our breath. If there is a little space, arrange a small clean corner where you can sit down and be quiet, to let mindfulness bring you home. At this point, your day has ended, and we can look back at the three powers that humans will achieve through work. Those three powers are money, fame, and competition. If there is no mindfulness, you will still completely plunge day and night into the pursuit of these powers, which may be promotions, salary increases, sales, or earning a lot of money. But these things will never be enough. Through a series of mindfulness practices at every moment of the day, I hope you can realize that we need to work to cultivate ourselves, to gain three other powers that are much greater and truly meaningful to you. Those are understanding, love, and letting go. When you have mindfulness, you will truly understand what you are doing. You will understand what emotions you are feeling. And from there, you will understand yourself and others. When you have mindfulness, love and compassion will arise. Anger, disappointment, or pressure will no longer be what makes you suffer. And you will know how to maintain good relationships with your colleagues. That is understanding the difficulties of others and knowing how to resolve conflicts with love. When you have mindfulness, you can let go of greed, anger, and delusion within you, not desiring what you do not have. Some people say that letting go like that means not wanting to strive, that there is nothing to pursue. But in fact, when you can let go, you will receive much more than everything you desire. For those who practice meditation, they understand that the law of fasting will be effective when you try to resist 10% of the situation. Then 90% of the chaos in life will occur. Therefore, maintaining mindfulness allows your wisdom to let go of what is unnecessary. Finally, there is one more thing we need to discuss. which is that many people think that if they practice mindfulness, they should not care about benefits and profits at work. Thich Nhat Hanh believes that, in the process of working, of course, profits must be obtained. However, the most important thing is that profits should not be exchanged for happiness. Think about it. How many of our jobs are compensated at the cost of our happiness? There are people who stay up late to meet deadlines. There are people who always have to drink alcohol, go out to expand relationships, sign contracts. There are people who have to use tricks and unethical actions to earn profits. When you return to yourself, you will know that you can work to earn profits. But profits must be a byproduct. We should not simply pursue money and benefits as our life goal, but also explore the meaning of our profession. Find a job where we can create value, and then work hard with it. When you see your contributions to this society, the joy within you will bloom, and it will be easier to bond and persist in your work. All sentient beings have full virtue, wisdom like the Tathagata, but due to delusion and attachment, they have not attained enlightenment. That is what Thich Nhat Hanh ultimately wants to convey to all of us. You are inherently a Buddha. You are a Buddha sitting at the dining table. You are a Buddha sitting in the office. You are a Buddha driving on the road. You are a Buddha when returning home. You can always keep your life in mindfulness. When you let go of illusions and attachments, even just in a few breaths, you can experience your pure essence, full of joy and meaning right now. That is also the process of becoming a Buddha. I hope all of us understand that even if you do not ordain, you can still cultivate yourself to a new level of life. And mindfulness is the way to help you return home. Return to yourself. Thank you for listening. If you find this video helpful, please share it with those who need it.